Welcome everyone. This is 3P African Educators again. We are meeting every after 2 weeks. And this is a great season. Of course, where we are still coming together to share as Africans. And remember, 3P in Africa is now in Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Malawi, Congo, and Burundi. So today I'll be hosting with Sylivia, who is my co-host, and I'm Taiwa Phillips. I'm manager, Sleepy Nakivale Addiction and Mental Health Team, based in Nakivale Refugee Settlement. And today we really have our special guests or special speakers. We have Emmanuel from Success Roots. We have Joseph from Adeti School and Robert from Christian Heritage. And our topic today, we shall be sharing about sleepy children and with parents. So we shall be going ahead to share, as you know, when we share, we grow. Africans teaching Africans. So before I go far, we'll invite my co-host Sylivia to also introduce herself when you go ahead to introduce the first speaker. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Philip, Taiwa Philip. So happy to be here once again. And I'm happy to meet everyone who is watching right now and who is seeing us, and those listening, you're all most welcome. It's our 16th webinar, just like Philip said. And remember, we are always talking about the 3Ps, and the person who initiated the 3Ps was called a man, Sidin Banks, some years back. So when he discovered them, they are natural given gifts. When he discovered them, he decided to share them with the whole world. And anybody who came close to him learned a lot, and they have been living a beautiful and enjoyable life. So it's something very interesting, and it's something we should all embrace. And it's the same reason why we are here today for the same topic. 3Ps related with children and parents. And I am called Byamukama Sylvia Kagoda. I reside in the northern part of Uganda in a place called Kitgum. And I'm excited to be part of the 3P African Educators. So just like as Philip said, we have 3 guests, which I will not repeat. You heard them, but I'm honored to take the first invitation, and I'm going to tell you about a little bio about our first speaker, who happens to be called Joseph Wandela. Joseph Wandela is a director of a school in the side of Busia, that is the eastern part of Uganda, and the school is called Adeti Primary School, and also happens to be a 3P African Educators. I think he's one of the best teachers we have in 3P sections in Uganda, as you're going to listen to him, and he has been teaching 3Ps for some good time. And they embrace the 3Ps at their school, and they're teaching it as part of their lessons. And I happen to have visited the school, I think now 3 times, yeah, I recall. And the kids are growing into 3Ps positively. And each time I go there is a change. 3Ps has really brought a change, a positive change in the school, not only for the school, even the parents, including the teachers, as you're going to hear. So I'm going to take this opportunity to invite Joseph Wandela. Please come on and take the microphone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sylvia. Confirm you can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you very well, loud and clear.
Okay, thank you, Sylvia, for that introduction. Like she said, Joseph Wandela is my name. I am a 3P educator in Africa and also the director of Adeti Junior School. Colleagues, I'm delighted again for such a wonderful opportunity for me to share with you about the 3 principles. And basically today, my focus is just going to be 3 principles related to children and parents. And here in a nutshell, I want to share our experience as a school, what we have done and what we are seeing as fruits as a result of 3P in our school. And just to start with, the 3 principles, which is mind, consciousness, and thought, a psychological framework that we have used as a school to foster our parenting and both for children and the parents within the community. And we did this because after the discovery of 3 principles through Papa Jim and Harry, the approach was good, but somehow we discovered we couldn't achieve the whole objective without engaging the parents. And so we engage the parents at the school level, and we have been having sessions in our school. Harry supported us with the 3P books. Every week we have sessions, we have them on our timetable, but also went ahead and started sharing with the parents. And we have achieved a great milestone as a school in regard to our learning and school environment as a result of 3Ps. Basically, just to emphasize that 3Ps through the first principle, the mind, has really helped us to discover the universal intelligence that focuses on all things, and also come to appreciate that, yes, God gives us differently and gives every child wisdom in a different way. And then, of course, consciousness, ability of us discovering and being aware of our experiences that allows us to really appreciate and recognize other people. And then, of course, looking at the thoughts, 3Ps have really helped us to discover and make decisions. Which thoughts are good, which thoughts are negative, and which thoughts can really make you be off track. And we have been teaching 3Ps all along. Like I've said, every week we share with our teachers, we share with our children. But for a long period of time, because of the approach we have used to make it comparison in our timetables, sharing with the teachers and the parents, I just want to share that, yes, as a result of 3Ps, our school has grown, like Sylivia has said, in terms of one, our emotional resilience, starting right away from the teachers, the children, and the parents themselves. Given the background of where we are coming from, children have a lot of setbacks, parents have a lot of setbacks. There are things that are related to school, for example, bullying, academic pressures, and somehow they used to pull our children off. But because of the constant sharing of 3Ps, now we see now our children recognize the emotional intelligence. They're in a position to fight the setbacks and believe that things will work out. And this has also happened to even parents. Our parents had lost hope, that they don't believe in their children. Their work was just to speak negativity to their children. But as a result of constant sharing of 3Ps, they have come to also to recognize and appreciate that, yes, they need to have this kind of emotional intelligence to appreciate their children, and this has worked well. As a result of this, now we see child-parent relationship increasing, and this has facilitated a smooth learning environment within our school. And then additionally, is in terms of, as a school, we have seen now improved relationships between the teachers, between the children, the parents themselves, and the entire school environment. For example, both parents and children now communicate openly with less conflicts, less pressure, and for better relationship. Formerly, you see an African parent is like a king in a home, and they couldn't listen to their children. They couldn't listen to the opinion of their children. But as a result of 3Ps, where we have taught them to recognize the value and importance of children, we see them now appreciating the suggestions and inputs of children. We see our children now also beginning to share 3 principles with their parents, and the parent will sit there to listen. And this has really built a lot of confidence in them, reduced issues of conflicts, corporal punishments, both at home and at school, For example, at school, they have completely ended just because there is that close relationship between the teachers and the children, but also the parents. And then as a school, as a result of 3Ps, we have also seen now positive attitude. There have been a great shift from blame game to appreciating everybody's contribution, to appreciating everybody's efforts. And this has boosted motivation and learning engagements. For example, gone are those days where a child would fail a number in mathematics and even teachers are writing, this is very weak, this is very poor. Such negative comments used to piss off the children, used to discourage them. There are times a child would even fail, like you have failed a number and the punishment is a cane. And so these are things that would put off children. But as a result of 3Ps, after discovering the 3Ps, we have seen relationships improve, the positive attitude that even when I fail a number, I mean, it's not the end of my life. There are things I can do better, but I can also learn. I can improve on my thoughts and make my learning better. And then I think the other thing I should also talk about as a benefit that we have gotten from 3Ps, both as teachers, as a school, is 3Ps have helped us to reduce on stress. And how has this happened? Through discovering awareness of our thoughts and consciousness. This has helped us to reduce anxiety for both children and parents, even us as teachers. In a working environment, there are those days before we discovered the 3Ps, that sometimes teachers would come at school, they are going to class, they are very moody, they are very emotional, they are carrying their challenges at home, the children. But as a result of 3Ps, where we have preached happiness, forgiveness, we have seen a lot of reduced stress. Our teachers are happy. Children come to school when they are happy. Our teachers are there even to welcome children, appreciate them, interact with them, give them an equal opportunity. And in so doing that, that gap between a teacher and a pupil and a parent, a student, has totally reduced. And we have seen this help us to even grow our school environment. By and large, as a result of 3Ps, as a Adeti School, we have seen ourselves develop just because of these approaches. The numbers of children are now increasing, children are happier, the learning environment is becoming better and better every day. And we thank God that, yes, through Sydney Banks, he discovered this natural gifts.
Please charge.
And through Papa Jim and Harry, we had an opportunity to learn these 3 principles. And I just want to tell you that 3 principles have worked for Adeti Junior School very well, and we are progressing, we are flying, we are there. We are flying as a result of 3 principles. Just tips to the colleagues on this forum. For us, we have made it a practice to have 3Ps on our timetable, and that is why I'm sharing these successes. We have made it a practice to share 3 principles with our teachers. We have made it a practice to share 3 principles with the parents, and it has been a combined effort. At the end of it all, we are seeing happy children, we are seeing happy teachers, we are seeing happy parents, and the school is developing and flying day.
Hello. Is anybody here?
Should move
Yes,
on.
we are there, Sylvia.
Okay. Thank you so much. I don't know if it was my network or it was Joseph's network. I'm really not sure. But thank you so much, Joseph, for the discussion you've given us, and we are happy to hear that you are flying. 3P is helping you so much at school, and you guys are growing. You're flying high. Everything moving on perfectly. Parents and the kids. Yeah, Thank you so much, Joseph. And I know most of us have questions. Yes, we are going to keep all these questions and we are going to ask them at once after every speaker has spoken. Just keep noting every question you want to ask Joseph or Emma or Robert. The time is going to come and we are going to give the chances to everybody with a question or something to say, something to put up. And I just want to remind you, as Joseph said, his main mentor was Jim Beck, but helped by Harry. They've done really a lot to support us in 3Ps. So right now I'm giving it back to my co-host Philip to invite the second guest. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sylvia, and thank you, Joseph, for sharing. I would like to give a short bio about Emmanuel. Emmanuel is a teacher at Success Roots. He's also based in Nakivale Refugee Settlement, and he's also a great teacher who has been sharing three principles to children, and I think to even the community. So we'll give it to Emmanuel. You share to us as our topic is sleep-related children and parents. Looking much forward to hear from you. So you're welcome, Emmanuel.
Thank you so much, Mr. Philip. Am I audible enough?
Yes, please, you are.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Madam Sylvia. Thank you so much, Mr. Philip. Thank you also, Mr. Harry, for this opportunity of making us among 3P educators in Africa. I'm also so excited to be a 3P educator in Africa, since this one has brought a great change in my life, as well as in the life of my community. Allow me to share this few points that I've captured since I've become a 3P educator, since I started sharing 3P, three principles in Nakivale, in the community, as well as at school. I'm from Success Roots, nursery and primary school. My name is Emmanuel Amundala, a refugee in Nakivale settlement. So the few points I've come to discover in 3P was how it is related to children and parents. I started by learning the way children grow. These children, they have their brain is highly adaptable, and their thoughts, their experience, and their environment shape their development of mind. That's the first point I have discovered. Secondly, they learn through observing, they learn through imitating whatever they see, through imitating whatever they meet or whatever they face. Whomever they face, these children are ready to imitate and to observe, as well as to practice them. And they grow according to the environment which influence their thoughts, their consciousness, and their mind. And this one shape their behavior. So children develop their emotional regulation skills, interaction with their parent, which has a big impact in their mental health and well-being as well. So as parents, our thoughts, our behavior, our emotions, our actions significantly impact our children's development, as they mimic our action according to how and what we do. So we are called to shape, as parents, we are called to shape our children's overall well-being, their thoughts, and also their way of thinking. We are called to contribute in these children to build their best future, to build their better tomorrow, for them to become independent human being. So by fostering effective communication, by fostering non-violent communication in front of our children, sometimes in Africa, we live, sometimes we get time to sit together with our children in a certain evening. We sit together with them, we exchange, we talk, we communicate. So in that occasion, in this opportunity, we have no right to talk violently. We have no right to speak, to bring out any speech which is not effective in the presence of our children. So the children are ready to get whatever we share with them. So we are all invited to foster an effective communication, to foster a non-violent communication between them and us as parents, so that we can promote a deeper understanding with each other's thoughts and feeling. In terms of consciousness, allow me to say that children's consciousness develops as they grow. Children's consciousness develop as they mature. The way they mature, the way they grow, the way they practice what they have seen, what have been implemented in their minds and in their thoughts. So we are all called to teach a mindfulness and self-awareness skills to our children to develop a greater emotional regulations and mental clarity for them to become advantageous in the next or the future community to come. So the relationship, I have understood that the relationship between 3P in children and parent is dynamic, reciprocal. We have to share love to our children, so that even them also, they have a right to share love to us, as parents. But also, one thing that the children grow, or the child is born as an empty set. He knows nothing. We are the one, it's like a garden, an empty garden. So you are the one as a farmer to plant any crop you want. So when you plant a rotten crop or rotten seed, the same, you will harvest a vine. But when you plant a good thing in a child, as an empty field, as an empty garden, as an empty seed, when you put something that you are ready, you are waiting to harvest something in the future. This also will help you, and as you will be you'll be happy with something that you have planted by yourself. So
Maybe Emmanuel's network not good. All right, thank you, Emmanuel, for great sharing. And you gave really a touching point where you mentioned about sort of planting a seed. So the kids grow their level of consciousness according to what the teachers are teaching them, how the parents are really also teaching them at home. It is really an amazing point that you mentioned about how you plant the garden. So it is a way how you related it with the children so that they have to grow according to the nature or the environment that they are growing in. So I give back to Sylivia if you can invite Robert. I don't know whether he's around.
Yeah, he is. Okay. Thank you so much, Philip, once again. And I just want to welcome everybody who has just joined us. Thank you so much for coming. Feel free, feel at peace. Let us learn and share and grow together. And we are sorry for our network being poor today with our speakers. Yeah, maybe the locations are not so good, or sometimes because of the weather in our different locations, but bear with us and please pick anything they tell you. You'll add on that or you speak on that when time comes. Thank you so much. So our last or third speaker is called Lutaya Robert. He's also a director from one of our schools located in Jinja, that is still the eastern part of Uganda. And the name of the school is called Christian Heritage School. So Robert is a new member in 3Ps whom we just met at the beginning of this year. But the level and the rate of growing in 3P was so rapid and was so growing so fast, so highly. And the moment we talked to him about 3Ps and we asked him if we can bring the 3Ps to his school, he welcomed it and he took the initiative of first learning the 3Ps himself. What does it teach before he introduced it to the school? And finally, he did introduce it to the school. He has a very beautiful school. And I also happened to be there one time. I visited the school, I visited the kids. It is a beautiful feeling when you reach there. The little time they have been learning 3Ps, it has really done a big impact. And I don't know how it will be the more they keep learning. It's going to be really, really marvelous. So Robert, we are happy to have you today as a first-time guest. And I believe you're going to enjoy the show. You're already enjoying the show. Please, you are welcome and have the microphone. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Aunt Sylivia, and the entire panelists, Philip and Harry. I'm so much humbled for the great opportunity you've given me to be part of this panel. I'm really so much humbled. I've been learning a great deal of concepts from you, our mentors, and ever since we came to join the 3Ps, for sure, each and every session, our lives have been getting better and better. This evening, as you have shared with us, that we are having a conversation and discussion to do with 3Ps concerning children and parents. And the three principles of the mind, thoughts, and the conscious, they are quite very important principles in life. And when you embrace them, even if you don't want, your life will become better. And that's what has happened to us. Robert Retire is my name. I am from Jinja, where our school is, Christian Heritage School. And in that school, I have a team of friends. They are with me here. This is David and Sharon. They are in the background. They have been following each and every segment of our discussion. First and foremost, let me send my gratitude to Sylivia and acknowledge your big, great heart. Thank you. Together with Mr. Dan, we love you so much. Because if it were not you, we wouldn't have been able to meet Papa Jim, Harry. They are such a great and seasoned voices into our lives. My contribution in this session will be very brief, and I've summarized it in a gift form. I have a gift for you. Okay? Because today is my birthday. Therefore, my birthday, I have a gift here. So, if you can tell me the content in this gift, I'll be able to forward it to you over there, to Nakivale, to Kittigum, and South Africa, and where Papa Jim is. So, today, being my birthday, when I was meditating on it, I remembered where it's written in the Word of God that God knew me before I was put in my mother's womb, and all days ordained for my life are written in the palm of his hands. 3 P's has to do with the mind. That's the mindset I have been developing over the time. Being conscious that God is ever present with us, that can never be taken lightly. Therefore, we purpose to guide our lives by having the Word of God influences our thoughts. God's Word tells us that children are a gift from God. In most cases, when someone gives a gift, as I'm giving you this gift, by faith you are receiving it. You don't know what is contained in this gift box. Therefore, it's up to us to understand the best way we will handle this gift. So, in the box inside, there are contents. As if you were to be nearby, I could ask you to tell me, try to guess what is content. Aunt Sylvia, could you guess by the sound you hear what is inside here?
No, I can't. No.
And other one. Could at least
Robert,
guess.
we are losing your voice. Maybe because you're shaking the box, we are losing your voice.
Yeah. So, can you hear me now? So,
Yes, we can.
The content in our gift box. So, when you open our gift boxes as a result of checking it so much, there are some contents. Hope you can be in position to see what is contained in there. There is this. What is this?
That's a spoon.
This is a spoon. What about this?
Is it an apple? It looks like a fruit.
Yes, this is an apple. Could you try to guess this?
No, I can't guess that.
What about this?
That's money.
Money.
Mm.
Thank you. You've spoken it correctly. So, as parents, God gives us children like a box when we actually don't know what is contained into these children's lives. So the way we handle them determines whether the content inside will be maintained in its right place or it will get broken. In this box, there was an egg which has been smashed. There was a spoon. So there was also a receipt of a purchased document. There was also money. After shaking the box, there are some items which could be recovered. Like the spoon could just be washed off and be reused again. In the same way, the apple could also just be washed off the dirt and be eaten. The same with the money, because their value has not been destroyed totally. But concerning the receipt of a document cannot be repaired or restored again. So, in a nutshell, as parents, we need to have this understanding, this mindset that the children we are having, they are so precious. Therefore, we have to be very careful in the way we handle them, in the way we treat them, in the way we speak to them, so that the precious deposit in them can be maintained instead of it being destroyed. So having that mindset help us to develop the conscience of the great treasure of which children are, and also always to remember that through this conscience that these children we have been given, they belong to God. We have to keep them with great care so that they can live and serve their purpose in life, which purpose is them being fruitful to their families, fruitful to their communities, fruitful to their generation. So, as
Robert,
conclude,
you're going to excuse me. Robert, you're going to excuse me. You're just having only 2 minutes to wind up.
yes, I'm winding up actually.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, as teachers, as parents, we need to have this kingdom, this positive mindset towards the children, and look at them and consider them as people who are precious, created in the image of God, and always to be conscious that God is ever with us. to give us the ability to help them to become what he created them to become. Therefore, we are so much grateful for the 3 P's, which are helping to change our mindset, reshape our focus, and always to be a constant reminder of that consciousness. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Robert. It was nice having all that discussion and the experiment and the box. That was so beautiful. That was so marvelous. And reminding us that children are gifts from God and we have to handle them very well because we don't know the content that comes in that gift. And we have to believe that at least the gift that comes from God should be a good gift. God cannot give us a bad gift. For my listeners and the viewers, I just want to remind you that Robert is also a pastor having a church in Ginger. So Robert, you feel free to meet Bishop. We call him grandfather. He's a bishop in Kenya. Bishop, feel free to meet Robert. And I also want to remind you at one time of a point where I met Robert, Robert was my teacher. So when you see all those instructions and the demonstrations, I've ever been a student in his class. He was my teacher, and that's how we got to know each other. That's how you see the most demonstration. He's a real teacher. Yeah, thank you so much, Robert. And at this moment, I'm going to give it back to Philip as he welcomes the questions and the inputs. Before I can put in mine, Philip, you can take it over from here.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sylvia, and thank you so much, Robert, for great sharing, giving such a beautiful example of showing us action, like how people should really teach children with concern. And of course, as you mentioned in that, I always, when I'm sharing in the community with parents or even children, I always tell them that there is no solution in noise. So when you were trying to shake your container, though I didn't know that there is an egg, but I knew it is real, there is some noise. So in the noise, you find you cannot get answers. So it was really a great example you shared. Thank you so much for great sharing. So we are going to session where we shall be welcoming questions from members. Of course, they'll be going to you three as teachers. So I think I will have my first question going to all of you. I noticed like when we are sharing 3 principles, major in Africa or even beyond, we are focusing much love and forgiveness, seeing love of ourselves, love of God, role of thought, how they are really so important. And I've seen majorly with children, you find it is something maybe not easy for them to understand how forgiveness is. You find sometimes they are quarreling, sometimes they're making noise, or even when they go at home, the parent go bring this, they feel as if they are not loved. So in such a way, how do you face that at school? And if you face such kind of children, or even at home as a parent, how do you handle that as a 3P educator? Maybe from Joseph first.
Yeah, thank you, Philip. Quite often, teachers will send children, but I think from my experience, yes, there are those children that will feel like this is a punishment. And I want to say that for us at school, at Adeti School, 3 P's have helped us to appreciate the value and recognize the importance of these children. And therefore, we believe that children are a gift from God and they're in our hands for us to mentor them, value them, teach them, and make them into better citizens. And you see, one of the things a teacher will do besides teaching in class is mentoring this child to learn a day-to-day work. So for us, from our experience, to avoid that challenge, currently our teachers are through with the children. Sometimes they do work with them, sometimes they play with them. And so there is that feeling of love that has been extended to the children, that even when a teacher sends a child to pick a cup, it is not seen as a punishment, just because through the 3Ps, children have, the teachers have expressed a lot of love, and this has built the relationship between the two categories. Over to you, Philip.
Yeah, thank you so much, Joseph, for that sharing. Emmanuel, you have something to share there?
I'm very sorry for my network was really poor. Yes. So according to that question, what I may share is that I think I said it before, as a child is born as an empty set. A child knows nothing. I mean, a child is imitating, is observing whatever the environment around him is doing. The environment around him is treating him. This is how the child grows. So at the success route, this 3P has brought a great change, a great one, more than the way I'm pronouncing it. So at the success route, we have received some new teachers, the ones who have no any awareness about 3P. So for them, they were, I'm also among them. Before I joined 3P education, the 3P world, I was treating a child as an animal. As my fellow Joseph said, my fellow teacher, director, he said that in Africa, parents are like kings at home. So the way they treat their children, the way they treat their wives, they are really treating them violently, let me say that. But from the help of 3 principles, we have started understanding, and we have really made it. Understand the role of 3 principles: sharing love. Even if a child or a learner made a mistake in front of you, in front of shouting on him, in front of punishing him, you may just tell him that it happens accidentally, maybe, and it's something that anybody can do. Even a teacher might mistaken, but we have started sharing that love. We have started sharing the compassion at home, in the community, at the school where we work from, and this has brought a really good impact. So by sharing love, by sharing compassion and forgiveness, we are able to prepare our children in this world and the future world to come. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Emmanuel. Rutaya.
Actually, I didn't get the question well.
Okay. The question was, you find some children when they're at school, or even when they go home, the issue of love and forgiveness, if it is a challenge as a sleep educator, a teacher, or even as a parent, how do you handle it?
It's okay. It's okay. Love and forgiveness. It's a lifestyle we are developing. In case, for instance, when a child has offended the other, we always encourage them to forgive. And the one who has offended the other, we ask them to ask for forgiveness and also to offer forgiveness to the affected child in the essence of helping them to take responsibility for the wrong which has been done to the other child, both at school or also at home. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Robert. We should remember that we should be the live examples. For example, if it is love, you cannot give what you don't have. Loving yourself, you share the same love to the kids. If you are a parent, you embrace love and forgiveness, that is the same, the kid will also copy from you. So that really live example is so important. Thank you so much for sharing.
Joseph, you spoke about, the 3Ps, how it has brought discipline, how it has brought, it has helped the school in positive ways, both parents and teachers. I wanted to ask you, loving a kid doesn't mean that you should not discipline a kid. We understand that. Yes, one way of loving a kid is by disciplining the kid and showing him or her the right thing to do. So Joseph, you told us you don't cane at your school because of course 3Ps doesn't permit us to cane. So can you please tell us some of the other punishments you can give or ways you can discipline a kid without caning this kid?
Thank you, Sylivia. Hopefully you can hear me.
Hearing you.
Discipline is very key for us, and one of the things.
But right now I'm not hearing you. You're lost. Joseph,
okay.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, clearly. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you right now.
Okay. I was saying that discipline is very key because it is one of the key aspects that we need to instill in our children. And as a school, we have come with other alternatives of instilling discipline in our children. And actually, one of them is us being examples and role models to them. Like I've always said that, yes, you cannot give what you don't have. If there is an indisciplined teacher and you are teaching children, they will also be indisciplined. So one of the things we have taught them is the teachers, the adults being role models to them and doing the right thing. And two, we have also come up with alternatives of training our children to know what is good and what is right. And so through these sessions, our children come to appreciate and know that, okay, when I abuse a friend, it's not good. But when I make a mistake, it is good for me to apologize. But most importantly, as a school, we are moving at the same journey with our children, putting our children at the same level, making them to understand that, yes, this is what they are supposed to do. And so currently, we don't have those kind of punishments, but maybe you go and dig an anthill, or they are going to chase you at school, because we have brought in those alternative measures of training our children, just like the Bible says that train a child the way he should go, that when he grows, he doesn't depart from it. And we have tried that approach, and currently it is working very, very, very well. Additionally, Sylvia, there are things we are doing together with the children. For example, nowadays teachers go to the classes and mop with the children. We clean the compound together. We go to the field together. Those days, those things were looked at as punishments, but in actual sense, we are training these children. So our closeness, our being together, being free, valuing these children has helped us to do away with that kind of punishment, but also helping us to build the discipline in these children in the way we want them to grow. Thank you, and over to you.
You're welcome, Joseph. So maybe I can add on this thing so you can bring it so clear like the way I want it to be. If a kid performs poor in class and you need him to upgrade on his performance to work better, what best way, without punishing or shouting, what best way can you really try to tell him you're doing bad and you keep him doing bad? I need you to do better. What best way in life can you do that?
Yes, one of the things we have done, of course, performance varies from kid to kid. There are children who will perform below average, and in actual sense, we want them to perform better. We want them to get better grades. So one of the things we have done in case of such scenarios, one, we sit with these children and offer them counseling sessions, telling them, okay, today you have not performed well, but you can do better. But the other thing we have done as a school is to provide them extra time in terms of learning and coaching them. Because if I fail a number today and I shy away from coming to the teacher, then possibly next time I'll fail. So we do corrections together with children, we learn with them, but also encourage them to have a positive mind, a positive attitude towards some of those subjects so that they keep reading and improving their performance. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Joseph, for answering that. And I come to Emma. Emma, I have a question for you. Hopefully you are there. Emma, you told us like we put kids are like gardens. We are the one to sow or plant whatever we want in them. Now, in sometimes or most cases, we find that we are introducing the 3Ps to kids who are already grown up, and they already planted in other things which are not good. We didn't get these kids when they are young. They're already big kids and they already have knowledge of some evil things and some bad things. So how can we really help these kids to put in the 3P the 3P points in their head to see that they are becoming better people that you want them to be? Since we didn't get them when they are young, we got them when they are big, they already have their other things in their head. So how best can you advise us to help these kids change their mentality, change their ways? 2, 3, please.
All right. Thank you so much, Madam Sylvia, for that wonderful question. Really, I shared this, but I was basically focusing on the young kids, the little children, I mean, under 10 years old. But additionally, about those kids who has grown up the way you are saying, they have grown up, they have been planted other evil things in their mind, in their brains. How are we going to uproot those evil things and to put the 3P mind in their brains? In this case, allow me to answer that we can help these people or these children who has grown up with other things, with other evil things in their mind, with the other things which are against the 3 principles. We help these children by doing 2 things, 2 major things, according to me. Number 1 is to organize some sessions with them. I mean, to interact with them. And by interacting with them, we start sharing the 3P culture, which will help them to understand it better and to start practicing them. Secondly, we shall help these children to plant or to implement the 3P culture in their minds by being examples, as you said, by being examples, by practicing what we are telling them to do. We should be the example, live examples even. Don't do this, you should do this, but we are the first one to show the live examples as they are following. And a bad behavior is not taken away of someone just abruptly or surprisingly or just quickly. It is taken away little by little, slowly by slowly. So by being with these people, by organizing regular sessions with them, showing them, being examples to them. I think this one will help these kids and they will become good people according to the 3P. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Emma. That was a beautiful answer. We just have to keep being close to them and keep showing them that this is not the right thing, this is the right thing to do. And we should not give up on them, however stubborn they could be and however resistant they could be. We should just keep pushing on and pushing on. My last question would go to the birthday boy, Teacher Robert. So we are teaching 3Ps in our schools, and sometimes we have parents who don't attend school meetings, and there are some parents, even when you teach them about 3Ps, they are really rooted in their background understanding about parenting. Just like Joseph said, that parents are kings in Africa here. They really don't want to mind about 3Ps. So how can we help this child who already is learning the 3Ps, learning to live a positive life, to be happy, to be loved, and then he goes home and finds this parent who doesn't want to know, who doesn't even care about all that 3Ps things? How do we help such a kid? Teacher Robert.
You ask hard questions.
Sorry if it's a hard one. Try to answer it, please.
Yeah. If I get you right, if I got you right, children who are having an experience and exposure to 3Ps, at the same time, they are having parents who are not interested in knowing about 3Ps. First and foremost, what we do is to encourage these children to remain focused. For us, those who believe in prayer, we pray. And also wait for an opportune moment. And an opportunity always comes where you meet these parents. And then engage them. Have a conversation with them. Why certain things work or why certain things don't work. We have a conversation with some of them. But before we meet those people, we keep on encouraging these children. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Teacher Robert, for that answer. You said it is a very hard question, but you have answered it very perfectly. So before I give it back to Philip, I just want to encourage all the viewers on Facebook, our online viewers, and you people who are here right now. As parents, we should really, really bring the 3Ps in our lives and our kids' lives. We should love them. You know, beating and shouting and giving them corporal punishments is not the only way you can discipline a kid to be what you want him to be. There are so many other ways you can discipline a kid in love, and the kid will become what you want him or her to be. And the best gift you can ever give your child is to become the best friend of your child. So you can never become a best friend of your child when you two guys are parallel. When the kid fears you and he can't trust you with any secret, he can't trust you with his issues or her issues. So the best gift you can give your kid is to become best friends, like you advise in love, you correct in love, and you're always there for the kid. Yes, and for the kids who are also here or listening to us or watching us, please also learn to live a positive life. Amidst of every challenge that is coming on your way as you're growing up, please learn to live a positive life and ignore all the challenges. Enjoy your life as you're growing up as a child. Yeah, so I'm going to give it back to Philip before we conclude. But Philip, you allow me, please, say something before we conclude. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much, Sylvia, for great sharing. And I really take this great honor to thank all our speakers today. And it has really been good that we had a great show where you gave us more light on how we should be handling children and how 3P has come to really be helpful to us and how to handle children both at school and at home. So we're really so much privileged to be with you today.